What up? What up? What up? What up? What it is? What it do? You know who it is? Who are you? We back here again with the 22 twos. The show must go on. We are a man down. I feel like this.
I just said it last week. You just
Hey,
came back from
Thanksgiving.
IR, and another
Whatever
one.
it is, whatever it is, it just keep. We like the 49ers of podcasting.
Yo,
we,
Dr.
we
Fauci, Dr. Fauci, give us the antidote or something. Virus clearly going around. This is crazy.
Paxlovid,
It's COVID,
I need
Paxlovid.
the Fauci ouchie.
If it's COVID, Paxlovid. Nah, but your boy, yo, get better, Mr. Clark Kent. He's definitely Clark Kent, not Superman, because he is sick right
Yeah,
now.
That
sick of this
virus is his
corona.
kryptonite.
Yeah, yeah. I
Turkey
feel
coma.
because when I had it, I didn't want no parts of it. So get better, my boy. But we gonna hold it down as we do and as we should.
We should. We
We're here
should.
to talk about all the fly things in sports and hip hop culture and everything in between and all the parts of it that intersect. But before we get into that, please, please, please don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, share. What else can you do?
Ah
Comment,
man,
Oh man, whatever you know.
repost, retweet, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you do on the Facegram and
Blue sky,
Facegram is crazy.
Instagram, Snap face. You
yeah,
know.
yeah. So with that said, I'm gonna kick it over to the host extraordinaire.
The host
Something
with
like,
the
something
most. The
like.
host with the most.
But first of all, I gotta gripe the pick because FanDuel did it to me again, boys. You know we always
No,
gotta
no, not the
start it out
parlay,
like
not the
that. They
parlay.
did it to
No,
me
no,
again, bro.
no,
They
no,
did it
no,
to me
no.
again. And you know who did it to me? The Texans. WTF,
Oh
brothers.
yeah, yeah.
WTF.
Bad
I
beat.
had
Bad
Detroit,
beats.
Detroit -2.5,
Mhm.
Kansas City -2.5, Texans -2.5. I was
Wow.
giving me a nice little
Yeah,
+100 even money parlay, and the
easy.
Texans just let me down. I don't know what's going on over there. Nico
Hmm.
Collins is back. Tank Dell was on the floor. Joe Mixon was doing his thing. But
Yeah.
apparently the Titans got a good defense out of nowhere and kept them boys out the end zone as much as they could, won that game. But of
Mhm.
course, I digress. We're going to hit y'all off with another episode, another segment of Second and Two, followed by a four down territory. So, Darnell, kick us off, my boy.
Hey, so you know what? On that note, we are gonna stick with the Houston Oilers. No, I'm joking. But throwback though, it was the Houston Oiler Bowl. That's what it was. But the Titans come up in the AFC South nail biter.
Mm.
Back and forth affair. You know, as right now, CJ Stroud has looked a little bit off. You
Sophomore
know,
slump?
a little bit sophomore slump. He's great. There's no more freshman 15. He's on that sophomore slump. But we had a critical pass by Will Levis, a 70-yard touchdown pass that was the difference maker in this one. You know, the Titans defense, as Felix said, showed up, sacked CJ a couple of times. They looked very disoriented. Took them a while to get that offense rolling again. But you know what? The good thing is they play in the AFC South, which is the worst division in football right now.
No, it's not.
You think that's not the worst?
The NFC leads.
No, no. There's only one team below 500. That's only one. Everybody else is above 500. But they're still like competitive.
Below 500. Anyway, let's move
Yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah. Anyway, next we're gonna follow up with the Miami Dolphins, who have been on a heater once again with my boy Hot Tua back. Man in the helm again. Thrown for over 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. Jalen Waddle was huge in this game, had over 100 yards receiving and a touchdown. And the Patriots, we knew what it was gonna be, right? You know, when Jerome, when your head coach said that you guys were soft, you came out, you played a little soft anyway. Pause. But the
Hey, yo.
Dolphins defense showed up, kept them to only 15 points, and Drake May looked like a rookie quarterback once again. We gotta probably really start looking at the Detroit Lions as probably the best team in.
They are so good. They are so good.
Here's what's crazy about them. Since Hutch went down, did you know they have yet to allow a touchdown since he went down? Pause.
Wait, they haven't allowed a touchdown at
They
all?
have yet
Is
to
that
allow a
correct?
touchdown. I think they have
Nah.
yet to allow a touchdown. I'm telling you,
Nah,
man.
didn't the Colts just score? Maneuvers, you're on mute. Didn't
No,
the
no,
Colts?
it's
I said
20.
I said his research is better than ours.
Hey, only six. Hey, two field
Six. They
goals.
gave him six.
Two field goals. That's it. So right now, it said the running game was dominant. I'm trying to think what they. Oh yeah, so we had Sonic and Knuckles. Jameer Gibbs and
Yo,
David
shout out
Montgomery.
Monty, man.
They just look phenomenal, man. The defense just held it down. Anthony Richardson's kind of just going back to this athleticism and nothing else. And
Raw.
that's where we're at. And
You
that's
know what? I traded him away. I mean,
really,
Fantasy?
in fact, but here's the trade. Here was the trade.
yeah.
I feel bad, but I don't feel bad.
Uh,
I traded Montgomery and Kelsey
wow.
for Kittle and J.K. Dobbins. So if J.K. Dobbins don't
stays
stay
healthy.
hurt,
Okay.
If he stays healthy,
if he's not hurt long term, because Kelsey Kittle put up numbers.
yeah, he does.
He just don't play.
Yeah,
doesn't play enough.
he's definitely the safety blanket.
Just a couple games.
He
Safety
missed a
blanket.
couple. He out there 20 points, guaranteed.
Yeah, safety blanket. Safety blanket. Yeah, easily.
Yeah.
So let's follow back up with the Denver Broncos and the rookie who might be in the running. Even Jaden Daniels has been slowing down a little bit. But Bo Nix might be creeping into that offensive rookie of the year conversation we got going.
Creeping in. The odds will say more than that.
Yeah, you know what I
neck
mean?
and neck now.
And so right now, you got to hand it to Sean Payton taking that time off, really studying, going back, bringing in Vance Joseph, who actually is that defense is just phenomenal. Bo Nix actually set a franchise record for touchdowns for a rookie quarterback in Broncos history. So you got to hand it to them. They're playing very good on both sides of the ball. Shout out to them and what Sean Payton is doing there. And they have them right there on the heels of those Los Angeles Chargers. What can you say when you have Lamar Jackson moonwalking in the backfield, missing a sack, delivering a strike for 15 yards? What more can you say about them and the Ravens and how the defense actually showed up? If this Ravens defense shows up, the Ravens have a really good shot to knock the champs out, possibly. But coming up on a 10-0 deficit, then they scored 30 unanswered points, to win that game in LA. Statement game for them to show that they could beat somebody solid on the road. The Chargers had a chance, but when Lamar's throwing for 285 and Derrick Henry's rushing for over 100 yards, that defense playing the way they did, some penalties here and there, but the Ravens looked like they got back, on a winning ways and had to prove a point. Went out there to LA, and hey, Lamar, what else can you say about the guy? Next to that running back over in Philadelphia, it's probably like a 2-3-headed race for the MVP. So
damn.
Hey, yeah.
LA teams losing back-to-back night games, Sunday and Monday.
Sunday and Monday, man.
GG's. Maneuvers, talk to me.
Thank you. I appreciate that, DB dude. The slowest 2 minutes. Here we go. The horses were definitely prepared, and the Lord delivered the victory. The Browns beat the Steelers in the shock.
I just say Jameis Winston must be protected at all costs.
Oh, they're playing in the snow. It was amazing. Yeah, I was like,
I thank God for letting me play in the snow.
listen, man. The Browns and Jameis Winston with the shocker that wasn't a shocker. The Steelers have not been able to win on Thursday night. They haven't been able to beat the Browns in prime time.
Interesting.
This is what I always tell people. It don't matter how good one team look and how bad another team look. If they're in the same division,
Yep.
it's a 50-50 game.
And it was snowing. It was a snowstorm too.
Yeah, but I'm old school in the way that, like, listen, like everybody's playing in the snow.
Right.
The snow is not giving an advantage to one team or another. And George Pickens did talk about how the snow worked against him. Bro, listen, I lived in Youngstown, Ohio, where it's literally 45 minutes to Pittsburgh, 45 minutes to Cleveland. Like, they're the same exact climate. Anyway, Browns, you know what I'm saying? They rode their horses to victory, beat the Steelers 24-19. The Bucks came to MetLife, and
we can skip that game if you want.
Just skip it, bro. Just go past it. Just.
The craziest thing was Baker
flyover.
DeVito. I thought he might have injured himself and popped a elbow out of the socket. But yeah, the Bucks handle business 30-7 against the Giants, and I started Case Otten over George Kittle. Didn't want to 4 points.
That's brutal.
Kittle went off.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
Kittle went off. Otten against the Giants only had 4 points. Anyway, the supposed best team defending champions escaped the Queen City against those Carolina Panthers, who are looking a lot better than the record says.
Something happened. Something
going on down there. It's something about these young quarterbacks getting benched to a veteran and then coming back to the young quarterback. It's doing something for them. Because Bryce Young is playing really good football. My boy Chuba, man, boy's a savior in the fantasy.
Oklahoma State.
He's gonna get you his points. Chuba came through, but the Panthers could not prevail against the defending champs, Chiefs, who win another one by 1 score or less. They're not world beaters. They're just doing enough.
Just get the job done. They just trying to get the January.
Just get the job done, bro. That's it. Just get the job done.
Yep. And in the only overtime game of the week, the Vikings beat the Bears 30-27.
Yeah.
That
was a tough one.
It was a tough one. We'll see what happens. I mean, Caleb keeps showing flashes, so we'll see what happens next year. Maybe he'll be the reverse. First of all, CJ Stroud's not really in a slump. He's a second-year quarterback. Like last year was astronomical. He threw
sophomore. It happens.
He's thrown 9 interceptions this year.
Bless you. Salute.
Thank you. There's nothing. I have no concern on my part for CJ Stroud. They added some pieces. They moved some things around. They've got some injuries, but I still think good team, good quarterback.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yes, sir. Well, moving on, the Packers absolutely
mollywop
mac up the 49ers 38-10. Wasn't even a contest. Jordan Love, pedestrian game, 163 through the air, but Josh Jacobs, 106, 3 TDs. I
got to interject, man. Shout out to the running backs for
proving
their worth this season.
Josh Jacobs, our glorious King Saquon. Derrick Henry, doing it. But Niners might be done here. Under 500, got a couple division games left. Defense, out of all these years, of course, Mr. Irrelevant Brock Purdy has been doing his thing, but that defense was always to be reckoned with. Showing some chinks in the armor. Teams are moving the ball on them.
They had some guys out on defense. They couldn't get pressure on the quarterback.
Can't keep saying that. You can't.
In this particular game, they had some guys out on defense.
Wow.
They couldn't create pressure on them.
All right. I'll let you live with that.
They're gonna need to figure it out because got some other division rivals between the Seahawks and the Cardinals. Seahawks made waste of them 16-6, kind of low scoring affair, but Seahawks got the job done. Just when you thought Geno was out of it, he brings them right back. Listen, somebody's got to win that division, right? It's
Yeah,
going to be a log
somebody.
jam. It's 9 wins is probably, there's a very good chance 9 wins get you that division.
Yeah.
So
Each team, and the crazy part is, each team in that division, they're better than the record says.
Oh yeah.
I feel like,
yeah,
Sure.
I feel
on
like,
any given Sunday, sure.
Yeah.
I feel like you don't want to play anyone from the NFC West.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
They all
definitely
bring a different element, right? Like you end up in the playoffs and go against the Seahawks, and Geno can throw for 400 on you. Like it's not totally far fetched.
they're definitely like 8-4, 9-3 teams with just beating themselves up within division with that record.
If I told you as a playoff team, like you pick Niners, Seahawks, Rams, or Cardinals for your first round game, do you really want to play any of them?
Nah.
Not really, but I'm probably picking Arizona though.
What?
Nah.
I would no.
Out of the 4,
Out of the 4?
who you picking?
Out of the 4, I would rather play the
I would
rather play the Rams. I'd rather play the Rams.
I play the Rams.
The Rams, because the Rams are they're one sided. Like
I
want to play Kyler, man.
I'm playing the Rams. I'm dialing up all my best blitz packages for one game.
Yeah.
And just keeping Matthew Stafford off balance. That's it.
That's it.
All right. Well, let's round it out with the Eagles smacking the aforementioned Rams 37-20. We got to mention it again. Our glorious King Saquon, career high 255 on the ground. Boys, John Mara's not sleeping. We're not sleeping. It's been a debacle, but I'm gonna save that because we're gonna get to that in the 4-down territory. But I want to kick us off there in that NFC least division. Eagles not one of those lesser teams, but the NFC least. Commanders dropping it 34-26 to the Cowboys. The Cowboys. The no running game Cowboys. The Cooper Rush Cowboys give up 2 touchdowns on kickoff. Special teams was a problem for these boys. Unrecovered onside kick late in the game. Not to mention, Jaden Daniels to Terry McLaurin.
Yeah, scary
Terry. Over 70 and a tud.
Yeah.
Kick to tie the game, and he shank it. What the happened to these kickers? I feel like weeks 1 through 3, they were booming 59-yarders like it was nothing. And then it just tanked. But the boys, talk to me about the Commanders. I feel like they're kind of losing steam a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if a report comes out after the season whenever that Jaden Daniels is a little bit more hurt than we thought, because it hasn't been the same since he got hit in those ribs. Darnell, should they be worried about getting a wild card spot?
I think what right now, they had that steam, and I actually heard a stat the other day. Since that miraculous reception, both the Bears and the Commanders have lost all of their games. No team benefited from that at all. It was hype. It was a great thing. You know what was big when my mom called and said, "Did you see that play?" It's a big.
She didn't say that, Darnell.
Right.
You see that football play.
But the Commanders have said, like, right now they were riding a pretty good wave, but like I think as we stand, they're just starting to regress. You know what I mean? Like back to like, hey, what the Commanders usually do. The competition's getting a little bit different for them. Teams are down different packages, and I agree. Jaden Daniels doesn't look like himself. He's had flashes though.
Yeah.
But you could see he's not running the way he was running before. He's trying to like protect himself. So like now it's incumbent now Kingsbury to try to fix what's going on with him. And if that means, hey, go to that running game. You guys got got Brian Robinson and Austin Eckler, man. Like, use them. Like, don't leave them out there out to dry. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've been doing good so far for the season. And I never thought I would say, like, hey, I hope they learn to do something for the Commanders. But It'll be a shame to see such a good rookie season that this young man has put forth to see it end something like that. So that's the one thing I would say. I would say that.
Yeah, I do think they need some help on the outside, though. They definitely need some receiver depth because Jaden
Yeah.
Daniels clearly has shown he is the franchise quarterback. You
Yeah.
got Austin Eckler being, the check down back, and Brian Robinson being the 3 down back trying to run it in.
Yeah.
But maneuvers.
Antonio Brown wants to come back and play for free.
Oh,
Listen.
oh,
See,
God.
Mr. CT ESPN himself.
Yeah, man. That
Out of
dude.
here. Mr. Maneuvers
Montez
is
Murphy.
Washington in trouble, or are they going to be fine?
I don't know, man. It's hard to say if Austin C butt scratcher didn't miss uh the field goal and 2 extra points, even though that last one wasn't on him. Like
Yeah, it was bad.
the holder
The holder was bad.
the
Yeah.
whole like
But still,
I have
make
the
the other one.
fortunate I've had the fortunate experience of having a kicker in my family. I understand how important it is, not just to catch it clean, not just to put it up clean and get the hole clean, but like when you don't catch it clean, it messes with the kicker.
Right.
So,
How
and I've never kicked, but it sounds like and it looks like there's a lot of hand-eye coordination. So when they start their stride, their eyes are lasered in on a specific spot on the ball.
Yep.
So when you fumble that, they're already like releasing that kick leg.
Yeah.
And it's just they pretty much have to launch the kick blindly.
Looking at they got that little diamond, bro. They got that diamond they look at. That's what they got. They lock it in.
It's a lot more important than I think people realize. They're like, oh, he got the hole down. Yeah, he got it down, but he dropped it, he picked it up.
Yeah.
It was still spin. He was still spinning the laces forward as the ball was getting kicked. Like all of that really plays a factor too. But he did miss a field goal and an extra point prior to that last one. So you know what I'm saying? All the grace that you want to give him for that last one doesn't, you don't give it to him. But I don't know, man. I think we are in the part of the season where some teams are in their peaks and some teams are in their valleys. This is a team that the Giants almost beat with just field goal.
No kicker.
You know what I'm saying? As the season went on, they were in their peak when they played us a second time, and they smacked the hell out of us. You know what I'm saying? So I think for some teams, you've seen the best and worst of them, and you just got to see who gets hot now. This is the part of the year where teams start picking up steam, and it's like, okay, I don't want to play them in the playoffs because hitting stride. The Redskins won't be one of those teams. The Commanders, I'm sorry,
the Commies,
they won't be one of those teams. But I don't think it's completely over for them. I think they're fortunate enough that in their division, it's a 2-team race, kind of, sort of.
Right.
And they're not worried about anyone chasing them. They just have to, handle business. But we'll see what happens.
And we're gonna stay right there in the NFC East with the team that's peaking at the right moment. Philadelphia Eagles. Lions got to be sick. They won 9 games in a row, and here come the Eagles staring right down their back. 1 game back of them for the conference lead. Eagles doing their thing with Devontae Smith about to come back in the fold. Not Devontae Adams, you suck out there with New York Jets. You know what I'm saying? But glorious King Saquon, 302 scrimmage yards, 2 touchdowns. Should he at this point be the MVP? Don't know.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm not.
Here he is.
That game, we will look back in the offseason as Giants fans as that game as being the one that got everybody on the Giants fired. Everybody fired. We're gonna look at this one moment. Mara, not even sleep. This man had nightmares. He had the Sandman. He had the Slink Man, Slender Man, you name it. That game, Jason Voorhees visited John Mara in his bedroom after that game.
Oh.
That game, the boogeyman showed up, and it was everything that the organization. It was just a total complete. It's an amalgamation of just what the
we're not talking about. Answer the question. The question, jerk. Answer the question.
He just wants to interject here to make sure this video and this segment gets to Joe Shane and John Mara.
Joe Shane and Dave.
We're going there. We're going
there. I'm sorry.
Should Saquon be the MVP?
Saquon right now, and I think, because for a long time we could always say that Patrick Mahomes is the best player in the NFL, right? But after this guy hurdled over somebody backwards, how can you not look at him and say, like, we had him on the Giants and he showed flashes, but for a very subpar team, he was the best player. But now on a great team, a well-run organization, this guy is the second coming of Walter Payton and Barry Sanders combined. Like, this is crazy. What he's able to do and how he's able to change how the Eagles work. Sirianni's not even considered to be fired anymore. But Saquon himself has just shown that, hey,
he saved it.
He saved it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where you have to look at it most valuable. He's been that for this franchise, who's always been good. But now they're really looking like, wow, man, I think we got a chance to make it back.
He increased their ceiling.
He just pushed it up so high. You know what I mean? So I'm sorry I had to say that.
Well, I don't think he increased their ceiling.
He definitely did.
What?
I think you're nuts.
You are.
Let me say it again. Look, let me explain what I think. I mean by that. This is a team that's, for the most part, the core remains intact that was in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. I don't think he increased their ceiling. Their ceiling has and still is the Super Bowl. What I think he's done is he's made it easier for everyone else on the team to play at their best. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Does that not increase their ceiling?
Their ceiling, it was the Super Bowl. They were in the Super Bowl 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They dealt with injuries and things last year, changes on the coordinator side. So people kind of forget, like, they're a really good team. Like, they're Super Bowl contenders with that current roster. Well, he did it. He just made it easier for everyone else on the roster, like, to be their best self. Like, it's easier for AJ Brown. It's easier. It's way easier for Jalen Hurts. Like, on plays where he was running RPO, where he might not gave the ball to the running back. He's like, I'm gonna give it to Saquon. Let me see what happens.
Let's see. He might go break. He
might break it for 70. You know. I think that's what he's done. So, I mean, to me, and back to what you said earlier, shout out to the running backs. I think the top two, me personally, the top two MVP candidates are Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Like, and then you can list any quarterbacks that you want to list.
It's Lamar. It's really a four-headed race, bro. It's a four-headed race right now.
It's Saquon, Derrick Henry, Lamar, and Josh Allen. And to me, there's really nobody else that, like, I think is really in the who you can see.
Maybe. Are you going to say who I'm thinking you're going to say up in the NFC North?
Just say it.
NFC North?
Yeah.
Jared Goff.
Yeah.
His numbers ain't great.
Listen,
Numbers
I,
ain't
I
great.
agree. I agree with y'all, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think we got to get out of this narrative. And it's been said on these talking head shows for a little while now. Like, if we're gonna make a quarterback award, just make a quarterback award,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they keep running with
Not
the
fair.
moniker
Not fair.
that
Yeah,
quarterback
yeah.
is the most important position in sports, and the MVP basically just has to be a quarterback. Like,
Right.
even if you look at the Vegas odds right now, Saquon's not favored. His odds have jumped drastically. However, he's still not favored. You still got the quarterbacks up there. So
Yeah.
that goes to
Yeah.
tell you, and then you can listen. You can listen to them for yourself. They're on TV, they're on radio, podcasts, they're writing. The people with actual votes are still going to lean towards voting for the quarterback. However, Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry's addition to those teams, insane, insane. I think they should be the front runners for MVP right now.
Most valuable player, not most valuable player in the league. Most valuable player. Most valuable player on a team that is of substance, that is of worth. Like,
Mm.
it's crazy that it's this year's 12 years since someone other than the quarterback has won this award. And
Was it AP the last
Adrian,
one?
Yeah,
AP.
Adrian Peterson was the last one. He won in 2012. I mean, and gone are the days where it was like I remember when the Damian Thomas won. It was like it wasn't even a question. Quarterback? What quarterback? Look at what the Damian Thomas is doing.
LT. LT.
Sean Alexander had 32 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's crazy. Yeah.
gone are those days where it's like, but it kind of goes in hand in hand in what's happening in terms with the market and how the salary cap and stuff plays out. Where it's
Stop
like,
it. Cut it out right there, because I'm gonna keep it right there. This wasn't in the notes, and nobody prepared for this. Did the combination of Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, and Josh Jacobs reset the market
I
for next
think
season?
I think I don't think so, and here's why. Here's why. Because I think they're still going to value the running back at what they value it as. I think what they have done is, if you are that special talent,
Yeah.
teams are going to pay you now.
Yeah.
Like, okay, like if they see you and if you're in a conversation of one of those kind of guys, no
Mm-hmm.
longer are you going to have to, as a running back, fight to get paid. But I don't think it's going to reset the market. I don't think, like, oh, running backs are going to start getting receiver money now. They're still going to,
Yeah.
the Tyrone Tracy's of the world are not
Right, but
helping.
Like,
I mean, but considering they weren't
so,
even,
so
they
Saquon,
weren't even.
we're gonna like let you test the market and if you got it, can you promise me you'll come back and like say something?
Can I get your word?
Can I get your word? Can I get your word about that? They
Yeah,
want
I have nothing else to say. We're gonna leave it right there because we just too damn hurt. But brothers, the Niners, we just spoke about the NFC West and about what teams will be scared to play. But the Niners, since they're bye, only averaging 16.7 points per game, they're just not the same team. Of course, dealing with so many injuries. Purdy didn't play the last game. Ayuk's out for the year. Christian McCaffrey took 7-8 weeks to show up, and he hasn't even looked like himself. Kittle's missed games. Debo had pneumonia. It's just like this sounds like the year from hell, where everything just goes wrong. You hope, and you're waiting until that week where it clicks, and then it might just never click. Are the Niners in serious trouble? Like, where do they go from here? And then do they even run it back just next year? Like, how does that even work?
I don't. Here's the thing. Like, I'll be honest, right? I'm not a Niners apologist whatsoever. You know what I mean? Straight up. It's just one of those things, man. I'll be honest. I've been saying that the sky has been falling for the Niners for a long time now. And it's not the fact that they yes, we know they went Super Bowl, what, 2 years? They went two 2 years
Two
back.
out of three, right?
2 out of 3 years, you know what I'm saying? So I commend them for that. You know what I'm saying? I give them a lot of leeway for that as well. But I think it just gets to a point in time where it's like, how is it with an agent team, an agent roster, And I said, as much as they said, man, like, hey, the Trey Lance thing, we're gonna pivot and we're gonna move off. They still lost a lot of picks. That does set you back a lot. You know what I mean? So it's only so long that this Kyle Shanahan prestidigitation could keep going on. You know what I'm saying? So I think this next week for them is a huge one because I said like everybody's injured. Everybody's playing injured. You know what I'm saying? Like we keep giving them excuses after excuses. And if the Niners catch fire, and if eventually he's gonna run out. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I feel about them. So I know Anderson's totally different. He's a huge 49ers fan, so he
I'm
can
not a
get
huge 49ers fan. I
And
like
this is what we get into, right? Before you go maneuvers. This is the pattern of when they've won something. And of course, 2 out of the last 3 years, they've won the NFC as a conference.
yeah.
We always give those teams leeway. But the teams we haven't seen do it yet, it's because, are they really that good? They questioned Brock Purdy, and he had to do it 2 times to get to the Super Bowl before they said, all right, he might be a guy. But imagine if Brock Purdy was a first-round pick, it would have been like, this is your franchise guy in year 1, right? The guy won how many games in a row his rookie year?
Like 10? 9
right.
or 10?
Right. And then the one game he lost, he broke his finger in the playoffs. Yeah. But yeah, maneuvers like aging team. Yes, we've seen them do it before. Is it gonna click before the season's over?
I will say this.
If was a fifth.
It's still possible for them to catch fire. It's still possible for them in a division that's really close to make the playoff.
That's true.
I mean, you got to look at the fact that McCaffrey was out. Like they all haven't they haven't had a chance to gel as a team. That said, they are the opposite of the Los Angeles Rams. Like, if the Los Angeles Rams are the poster children for like, that's the poster child for like, hey, win when you're supposed to.
Yeah.
The 49ers are the poster children for like, this is what happened when you don't win when you're supposed to. Yeah, you just kind of hang around for a few years. You try to put some pieces in there so that you can get back to where you should have won, but you didn't. Like the Los Angeles Rams, like, we're supposed to win now. Go get Stafford. Bring in Odell. Aaron Donald's gonna hang it up soon. We got to do it while he's still here. And the Rams won out, and they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Hey,
the 49ers should have won the Super Bowl
at least twice.
In the last 5 years, like four out of the last 5 years, they should have been Super Bowl champions.
Yeah.
You know, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, again, how I said about the Commanders, like, we'll see what happens. Let's see what happens. Like, it ain't over for them just because they're not out of the race in their division. Like, that's only saving grace for them. Like, if their division, if they were in the NFC North, we're like, oh, nope, they don't stand a chance.
Okay, so quick spitfire. 49ers Bills. That's the next game.
Where?
It's a trap game.
In Buffalo.
That's a trap game.
49ers Bills.
That is a trap game. That's this Sunday.
49ers Bills.
That's a trap game for the Bills.
49ers Bills. Who you got?
Bills win it close. Bills win it close.
Bills better show up.
Yeah. Okay. Bears at 49ers.
49ers.
Rams at 49ers.
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 49ers at Dolphins.
49ers.
Yeah.
49ers. 49ers.
Okay. Lions at 49ers.
Lions.
49ers at Cardinals. Last game of the season.
49ers.
49ers.
Playing for something.
So that makes them what? 4-2?
And that's
6 games, right?
That's 9. That's
8. That's 8 and 9.
8 and 9. I mean,
Wait, what are they?
they're 5.
They're 4-7. No,
They're 5. They're 5-6.
They're
they're
five.
5-6.
I thought they were 4. Okay, all right.
So that's 9-8.
9-8.
Yo, 9 wins probably wins that division this year. I'm not gonna hold you.
They can't lose any game, man. Like they can't. They could give up those. They can't lose. If they lose 3, it's over.
They're not good. They're not gonna lose. They're not gonna lose any more division games because now that urgency is gonna be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Lions, they don't stand a chance.
They're getting rocked.
Let's be honest.
They're gonna get rocked.
Listen, even when the Lions are off,
And the Lions still listen. What did I just say? They won 9 in a row. The Eagles breathing down the neck. They still got something to play for.
Yep.
So, fellas, we unfortunately, I don't know, maybe fortunately, gonna end down the 4-down territory on this. Y'all ex-quarterback, Daniel Jones, benched, became the 4th-string QB, played scout team safety, asked for his release, and then read a written statement thanking the fans, all in the span of 72 hours, and has been released from the teams and cleared waivers.
How much time we got left? We ain't got no time to talk about this. Man, go ahead.
Joe, we gonna keep it short and sweet. We just gonna talk about the impact to the team. It's been very apparent already. Malik Neighbors has said the problem was not quarterback. I feel like the morale there is down because regardless of how he played and how he performed, when you take a look at the quarterbacks in that locker room, he was one of the better ones, right? You got DeVito, who came in there, Tommy Cutlets, who everyone was excited for last season, didn't throw Malik Neighbors a target in the first half, started throwing in the second half, scored 0. The problem has been team construction. The problem has been the front office. Drew Lock came there expecting to be the backup. He was the 3rd string, right? Maybe we might see him on Thanksgiving this week. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels like whatever was left in the tank from this team is cooked, and I don't know how they infuse any energy for this team moving forward for the rest of the season. Not even to see their best bet is to just play the rookies and see what they got, because the rookies got something to prove. Otherwise, I don't know. It's tough. Maneuvers, you already look drained. So let it out. Pause.
I mean, I don't even know where to start, man.
I said I'm gonna let you start because
I'm exacerbated.
I love that word. SAT word.
Listen, bro. It's like, all right, let's start with Daniel Jones. Like, I get it all. I get the entire business side of the situation and him asking to be released and all that stuff. As a fan of the team, though, I do feel kind of weird about it.
Yeah.
Bro, take your licks, yo. Take your licks. Go play scout team safety for the rest of the year. You're asking to be released to go to another team that's a contender, but no one's clamoring to get you. It's not like you cleared waivers and you're signed already. Like, as we speak, no one signed it. Like, you're not going to go start somewhere else. Take your licks, because guess what? Since you've been drafted, we've been taking our licks as the fans. Since you've been drafted, the team's been taking their licks, with you at quarterback. But then there's the other part of me like, man, it ain't his fault he got drafted at 6. Everyone keeps saying that. It ain't his fault the roster has been put around. It ain't his fault that. And I want to make it clear for everybody. This is something that a lot of people are getting confused. Because we signed Daniel Jones to his contract, did not cause us to not sign Saquon Barkley. Like, those two things could have happened.
Right.
So when I get to that thought, I'm like, it ain't his fault. I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to play for that dumbass GM neither. You know? $3 million is what you know. What I'm saying, cause you to let
To let him walk. Yeah.
the player on the roster walk.
Yeah.
And the other part of it is like we know how much better Daniel Jones was with Saquon Barkley on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And then the next piece of it, when you move past, all right, Daniel Jones is gone. All right, let's just say we never speak about Daniel Jones again. Like, what do we have?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the bright spot on our team.
It's Tyrone Tracy, Malik Neighbors.
Nah, none of those. The bright spot on our team for me is Dexter Lawrence.
Okay. I mean,
the D line,
the bright spot on our team. Not even the D line.
Yeah.
Jury's still out on Kayvon.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Got a little bang.
And like they to me, like I feel like they missed on the Burns deal. Like Dan Morgan knew something. He was like, "Yeah, we're gonna get rid of this guy. Let's take everything we can to get."
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying?
It's funny. They're friends. They're friends.
Yeah. Keep your friend. Keep your friends.
Right. Keep your enemies close.
Yeah. But you know, like there's nothing to be excited about. There's nothing to be excited about because even with a high draft pick, it's like, all right,
we have so much. We have so many holes to fill. Like the draft isn't fixing this team. The draft alone
isn't fixing it. And I'll go back to this, and I'll wrap my soliloquy on this. Right, I go back to this. Like preseason, we all sat down in person, and some of us said the Giants will win 10 games.
Not the sane ones.
But one of us, and this was the drum I decided, hey, I'm gonna beat this because I'm gonna beat this drum because this sounds right. One of us said, not 10 wins, week 10.
Yeah, right.
Right?
We still lost that.
We got to week 10 and lost to this was the eye opener because everyone thought like the Panthers were the worst team in the league.
Yeah.
Got your ass.
Gotcha.
It was like Scooby Doo. It was like they had a Panthers helmet on, and they ripped it off. It was like, Daniel Jones. I mean, we're the worst team in the league, and the reason like I'm not excited about getting a high draft pick is like getting a high draft pick with such a horrible team only destroys what inevitably will be a quarterback
confidence. New York media. Oh my gosh, it could end up being a disaster. Darnell, like what?
One last thing, right? We will not fire Joe Shannon, Ryan Dayball. Those guys will be in this next year, right? The Giants have been an organization since 1927. There have been 7 GMs in the entirety of their existence. I'll get more into that another time, but they're not going to fire them. Those guys.
I know we're clearly going to be picking early in next year's draft. Yeah. Is it quarterback, or are you thinking something else?
No, I think it's QB. I think it's QB. I think you have to say we're gonna get a young guy. And I said, you know what? We're all gonna look for number one, most recent history. You know, we're gonna look for the Jaden Daniels effect. We're gonna look for the CJ Stroud effect. We're gonna look for the Andrew Luck effect, the RG3 effect. You know, we're gonna look for these moments. You know what I'm saying? So right now, as where the franchise sits and how they can, as they said, maneuver from where they're at, it's not an easy tail of the tape. You know what I mean? So like right now, you got to go quarterback. You got to also look to say like, hey, let me get some vets to really help surround this young guy with something. You know, like you can't just leave him out there to dry. Whether it's Cam or Shador, whoever we end up getting, Jackson Dart, I don't know what's going to happen right now. But You got to do that. Like you botched the sixth pick. Not saying that Daniel Jones, he said, was worthy to be drafted in that position, but what will completely drive Mara nuts and make him move the team to Iceland is if Daniel Jones goes to some team and just completely, you just never know. You know
That
you're,
always happens though.
no. You're shaking your head, but right
But that's
now,
how it always happens. Every New York person that played on a New York team that
no,
sucked
but
went
no.
somewhere else.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is Daniel Jones does have talent. You know what I'm saying? We have to admit he had streaks, he had games. We're like, whoa, like this guy has something. That first game he played with Tampa against Tampa when he came back, that was amazing. The playoff game, phenomenal. So can he get to that point? And right now we see I can name 3 quarterbacks right now off the top of my head that got second chances that are making most of their chances.
Don't do
Baker
that.
Mayfield,
All it's gonna
Jared Goff,
Baker,
Sam Darnold.
yeah, you know what I'm
No.
saying? So, like I said,
So there's precedent for it now, I
well,
guess.
yeah, there's precedence for it. And Sam Darnold was predicted to be like that next guy. So,
bro. But the only thing that you just did is further depress me.
well, no, what I'm saying is I don't want them to put whoever we get there behind center. We don't want him to be in that same position that Daniels. Like, I hope if these guys do stay, support him, get the right pieces around him. You're gonna have a huge opportunity here to rewrite your career and what are you being seen as. Take advantage of it and do it. Don't leave this guy out to cold.
I have a thought. The NFL should just say, listen, Jets and Giants, you guys merge and become one team because you're going in the same direction. Bro, like you talking about name these guys that have resurgences. Bro, Sam Darnold was on the Jets.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
We both Jets and Giants
Yeah.
had Gino.
Botch.
Like,
Botch.
come on. Like,
And he's killing it.
Look, listen.
Botch.
Listen, Zach Wilson, gone.
Yeah.
This is the place where young, talented quarterbacks come to end their career.
NFL Siberia.
Unbelievable.
Come to New York. Let's end your career.
Unbelievable. And we gotta leave it at that because that just makes it depressing. But hey, at least our New York Knicks won by 30 yesterday over the Denver Nuggets. We're killing 23 and 17 for Brun, 30 and 15 for Cat, 40 for OG. So New York football.
Keep your head up. Keep your head up.
Us up, but at least we got the Knicks.
We might stop talking about football the rest of the way.
Right?
And pivot into our basketball season analysis. Like,
yes, sir. And let's get it, fellas. Everyone, again, thank you for sticking with us, rocking with us through these 2 segments. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe on the Facegrams and the Instabooks and all that good stuff. Comment, DM us. Happy Thanksgiving for everyone that's going to celebrate. Hope you all have a wonderful one. Friends, family, whatever. Eat some food. Do the whole thing.
One more thing, right? And I'm going to pull a McAfee here. Do the whole goodbye and then add something else. And then do another 20 minutes of the show. There's one more thing. No, I'm not going to do that. I legit have like 50 other things that I can gripe about with the Giants. That's how bad it is. There'll never be enough time.
You never stop. You never stop.
Like anyway, like you said, have a happy Thanksgiving. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Listen, don't eat too much. I will. I plan on being in the food coma right here on that couch over there. Watching football on Thursday. Okay.
Peace.
Peace.